And welcome back to another video with SirLucien. We're jumping in Star Citizen, and I signed in on the 2.3 patch this weekend, and I noticed my hangar was a little bit different. This is I believe it's the luxury hangar. Definitely way bigger. And I thought I heard that this weekend only, they put a special ship in your hangar. Let's go take a look. So you can tell how big these hangars are to fit some of these ships. Look at this guy. Currently the biggest ship in the game. So let's keep moving up just so you get an idea of how big it is. Pretty cool. Some serious landing gear. Just amazing how big this is. And not just big on the outside, but oh, it sits pretty low. Very industrial looking, very work related. It's very different, it feels to me, than most of the ships we've had, which have been, I would say, mostly combat related, or maybe multi-role, but leaning towards combat, or maybe hauling small amounts of cargo, not too much. But this is like full-on industrial time. So let's go ahead and take a look inside real quick. Love the catwalk. We have a button here. You'll be able to load cargo into this area. So another cargo area. Those are fuel tanks, fuel pods, processing plants, that kind of thing. This is basically a big fuel processing, or can be a big fuel processing. I'm sure there will be other uses than just that one. We can go ahead and close the door for now. Very nice. All right, jump seats to hang out. Again, the cargo floor, and then you have access, and you can kind of follow the colors of the floor to lead you around. Let's go forward. So, airlock access. So this is going to allow you to go to an airlock, which is like a docking collar kind of thing. It was my understanding that this ship could also be used as an intermediary, so like other ships could dock up to it. So let's say, you know, two ships, one on each side, and then the pilots want to come in and discuss or meet or do something. This would be like a floating or mobile airlock for them to use. They wouldn't have to go to a starbase to be able to do that, or EVA out of their ship. Doesn't look like there's too much else here, but that's what that's going to be used for. So pretty neat. And then this leads up to the second floor, I believe. Kind of like a catwalk area. So you have the catwalk, and you can get to the other parts of the ship, like the bridge, I believe, and things like that. I think it goes all the way around. So as we can see, this is just, we'll take a look at this room. Lots of doors here so that when you're going outside, you're going to need airlock doors. So this needs to be pressurized, and then, you know, people moving in and out, you're not losing that much of your air on your ship. Your catwalk, And then eventually I'm assuming these will be data pads or stations where somebody can go ahead and take a look at what's going on, keep an eye on whatever process is happening with this ship. I've heard many stories of them doing some testing and this been flying and people being able to be out here while the ship is in motion or flying through the universe, and you're out here just kind of doing your thing. And that's going to be, imagine that as your job. That'd be kind of cool. Apparently you still have gravity out there too, so that's some modern science happening there to be able to have gravity on this platform while the ship is moving. It's pretty cool. I think they did a great job with color scheming to give you an idea of the tubing and the industrial look, but it's a modern industrial look. You know, everything's not covered with grime, which maybe that'll be something that happens eventually, because I know Chris Roberts had talked about your ship kind of changing with wear and tear. So it'll be interesting to see like one of these changing as it's been used for many months or many years, that type of thing. 2 lifts that go up to the upper level here. So you can go up and down. So you can say use lift, I believe. Or it's already up right now, so I think we got to bring it down. Yeah, there it goes. And then that brings you up into more of the ship up there, but we'll come back to that. Let's see, I think if we go all the way around, they do have a cool map that you can get with this ship too. This is one of the ones you purchased. I have not purchased this ship, so it's pretty new to me. I'm assuming this is going to be just your area for handling your cargo. And then we move into escape pod area. So in emergencies, which I'm sure will happen in Star Citizen, I'm guessing you can run to this pod and launch the escape pods. I don't know what that'll actually do. There's supposed to be search and rescue ships too, so my assumption is that you can be rescued. And then we get to the bridge. So we have, looks like 4 different stations here, at least 2 working stations of some sort. So that might be stuff to do with maybe shields and engines and avionics and just any of that kind of stuff, I'm guessing. Maybe having to do with fuel processing or cargo from the front. My guess is it's mostly going to be things to do with the operation of the ship. Then your captain's chair, which I'm assuming you'll be able to do quite a bit from. And then, I mean, the way it's set out, almost like a liner or an aircraft, maybe you're thinking pilot, co-pilot type thing. I don't know what their 2 different jobs would be. Maybe just redundancy or, on a real ship, I mean, we're playing a game where we're all going to be in ships, but, if you've actually served, there is a lot of redundancy and there's a lot of multiple people doing multiple jobs in the case of emergency or in the case of something happening. So you might have 2 or 3 people on watch, one piloting, one watching the systems, and that watch would rotate throughout the hours. A lot of times you're on watch for about 4 hours, anywhere from 4 to 6 hours. When I was in the Navy, I even had 12-hour shifts at times, depending on what was going on. So we were 12 on, 12 off type thing. So we'll have to see, in game, it might not equate to exactly that, but we'll have to see. So very cool. So the bridge. I kind of get the feeling that maybe there's going to be more work done to this part of it. But we'll see. We'll see how these monitors and stations start to work out. All right. So now we can get up to the next level, which is if we take the lifts on the outside of the catwalk would take us up there. There's some stairs. There's some lifts. This ladder, I believe, will take us. There we go. And this kind of feels like an engineering corridor almost, like a... Oh, okay, we'll go up. So this feels like processor accessing panel, ventilation, maybe just some access rooms for different modules, possible modules in the future. Oh yeah, and then you kind of get to the main little access corridor here. And this would be kind of what I think they're calling it the crew deck. So we can go up to a turret. We can go to maintenance access areas, which is that in-between level, really. Between this level and down in the cargo level is the maintenance access. And you have lifts and things to get up and down from those. You have the crew quarters, like we just said. So your changing room, locker room, restrooms. Typical restrooms on the ship so far. Lots of view access, because I think this feels more like a working ship. So it's not all militarized, I guess. So looks like you can have quite a bit of crew here. Probably doing some hot bunking if this is a ship that runs 24 hours a day. You'll have on-off, and then you would have crew members sharing racks at that point. So the off crew would be sleeping and the on crew would be on, that type of thing. This would definitely take getting used to. One of the things that took a while for me to get used to in the Navy was the idea of sleeping in a room that's pretty much open and you have racks above you and below you, and people coming in and out constantly. This would even be more, because there's no real separations here of even the rack separation. It's pretty open, so that takes some time to get used to. Then we have the mess deck, mess hall. Also the galley would be another term for it. Make some food. It'd be cool if any of this actually works at some point, where you could actually come get a coffee or something, or a fountain drink, some water, heat some food up. Place to sit and hang out. And I believe, oh yeah, there was a cool feature here, was the there's windows right up above. So as you're sitting here, you can see the outside universe. Give you some kind of cool. Anytime you have a window in a room, it helps with the illusion of being more open, bigger than it actually is. And you put that on a lot of different types of working environments to help alleviate the closed-in feeling that a lot of people would feel. It doesn't work perfectly, but it's definitely a step in the right direction. And then we have captain's quarters, I guess right off the mess hall, which is interesting. A desk, I assume maybe a chair will be here at some point, and that you'll be able to sit here and command the ship even from here, maybe. We'll have to see how they actually integrate this room, or if it's just going to be a room that's, for RP purposes and not really much functionality-wise. Sleeping quarters, and then a nice giant restroom area. More windows. It'd be nice if there was a couple windows here, but it just depends on what's on the outside of the ship from here. Sometimes it's hard to get an idea of where you're at. We might have to, I don't know if we can float around. Once this goes into the mini PU, then maybe we'll be able to EVA out and get a better look at the outside of it. So that, I believe, is a quick look at the ship. There's just a few more things that you can do. This just, I think, access tunnel-wise. Oh. This is more of that access area. This would be areas where you can do ship repair. I mean, just look how big it is. More escape pod area. I mean, you wouldn't even think that the ship would keep going at this point, but here's where you can kind of see where we're at now. We've gotten turned around. I wasn't even thinking we were in the back, kind of nacelle area of this. Going all the way to the back. Oh, these would be to the back turrets, actually. Those under turrets that guard the catwalk deck. So, I even like this too. You have the handrails here. This is that idea that a lot of this stuff would be present in a ship that, in case gravity went off, you would have things that allow you to kind of fling yourself down the hallway. Pretty cool. Medical area, so you have small med kits and fire extinguishers here and there, and just lots of little details. A little cubby hole of some sort. Possibly another panel that can be used. Might be modules here that you'll eventually have to use to fix something if it's blown out. Engine. More escape pods over there. I believe that's the gravity generator. Engine encased in a nice protective housing. Lots of tubes and cabling. Back over on the other long nacelle down to the other turret. Escape pods. And then access panels again, heading forward. As you can see here, you can say so back to maintenance, back to cargo, to the living quarters, which is where we were. And does it say what this one is? Living quarters. Doesn't say, it's just a walkway through. More access panels. So this really is kind of your maintenance level here. So you're probably going to have, I mean, if you were thinking about crew, you're going to have deck crew, which, you know, depending on how you think about it, the deck crew typically might be your cargo handlers, everything to do with handling cargo. Where'd that other ladder go? We saw a ladder here somewhere, right, when we came up. So I don't want to go up. Oh, it must be through the door. Okay. Ah, here we go. This is what I was looking for. There. All right. So, typically you have like a deck crew, engineering crew, flight crew, and then you might even have other specialized crew after that. You might have your medical, you might have your support crew, which is food and preparation, those kinds of things. Deck crew would probably take care of the docking of the ship, cargo handling, maybe even the processing of the fuel for this piece of it. Engineering is going to handle all your maintenance access, repairs, upkeep. A lot of times you're doing a lot of preventative maintenance in the real world. So your flight crew handles all flight operations. So pretty interesting. I mean, look how big that is. I mean, we were just walking around inside this thing. And it took us some time to get from one level to another. Basically 3 to 4, I would almost say 3.5 levels. The big long hallways to the turrets. See if we can get a look of some of the engineering areas were in there. The crew quarters was pushed forward, I believe. So I think that crew quarters is this kind of area here. Just amazing. I believe this was called the fuel scoop, and I don't know if that's completed yet or if there's going to be some other piece that goes on to that. But there you go. So if you are in Star Citizen and for this week only, you can come in and take a look at the ship here, and it looks pretty cool. Made by MISC, M-I-S-C. I don't think if we sat in the pilot seat, it booted up. A lot of times when you have your ship, you can sit in the pilot seat and then it boots up everything. But let's see if it does that. Let's run back to our cockpit, which I'm guessing this is the quickest way. So you would come in, cruise along the catwalk, don't go up the ladder. I don't know if there's a quicker way to this area. I don't think so. So if we sit in the pilot seat, let's see if anything boots up. Nope, not yet. So sometimes you'd have all your panels and stuff start on and your AI computer pop in and tell you what's going on. So, all right, so just a cool little look. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll put that up on the channel, and I encourage you that if you have the chance this weekend, go ahead and move over to patch 2.3. No. moved to patch 2.3, and this will be sitting in your hangar along with all your other ships for you to check out on your own. And just find, there's little cubby holes I didn't go into, you'll find those, and just get a, you know, a view of it, a look of it, and just more things to come. Imagine this is one of the ships, and there's even bigger and bigger ships than this coming. So it's really going to feel like a living universe. I'm really getting more and more excited the further in development we're getting now. We're really getting the meat of the game is really starting to come together. So, all right, guys. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.